Okay, so just a second. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Once it is visible, say yes in chat box. Okay. Yeah. Is it visible? Am I audible at least?
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
Okay, thanks. What happened, guys? So dull today? Okay, no worries. So I'll just take in a quick recap. So on week session. So last week we started with the construction paper. So there we have seen scope of construction works in safety related aspects. What are the safety related aspects to be covered in the construction sector? So as we know that the construction industry is the oldest and also the largest industry based on the economic generation. So when I say oldest, it starts from the creation of the basic need. So basically, what are the basic needs needed for the humans? What are the basic needs? There are three basic needs for humans to survive. What are the three basic needs?
Food, water,
Mm-hmm.
air,
Food,
sir.
water,
Air.
food, water, air. Okay, it is fine. So when I say food, it will. I mean, we can also consider the air as well. So basically, when I say three basic needs, food, then water. Sorry, food, the clothes, and shelter. These are the basic needs for the survival. Or these are the fundamental needs of the people. One is food. There you will cover whatever the food you think, the water, other solid materials we consume, fruits or whatever it is. Then clothes for the social well-being, and shelter to protect from the external environment. Okay, these are the basic needs. When I say shelter, then the construction industry is the very oldest industry. Our grandfathers and their grandfathers and their grandfathers have built the houses hundreds and thousands of years ago. Okay, they made their shelters. That is how it is very oldest industry. Then we have seen what are the various points or the safety processes should be in place so that we can able to achieve the better control on the construction hazards in the industry. As we see, we need a policy, safety policy. We are familiar with safety policy, right? So we need a policy. Against the policy, everything has to be implemented. Okay. When I say policy, so there we talk about we provide health and safe workplace to the all the workers. We say that our operations will not pollute the environment and will follow all the applicable standards and legal requirements for our operations. Okay, all these things we will confirm through the policy. Who will sign on the policy? Who will sign the safety policy?
Yes, sir.
सर MD of सर
Okay,
सर सेफ्टी पुलिस में टॉप मैनेजमेंट का सर कमिटमेंट रहता है सर.
yes. So basically, the policy it is nothing but the top management commitments towards safety of the people and the equipment as well as environment or environmental protection. So here, who will sign? The policy will be signed by the top management, and also we can call them as who is having ultimate control or decision maker of the safety related matters. Okay, they will be signing on the policy. Then based on that, you are going to implement the safety controls. Okay, or you will implement the processes based on the policy. So policy will be in a high level document, which means that is the high level document which is created by the top management. Based on the policy, you will make manuals, procedures, and also work instructions, SOPs. You will create to meet the policy commitments. Okay, because one single statement will not able to cover the complete safety aspects. So you should have a basic framework to satisfy that statement. When I say I provide safe and healthy workplace to my all the employees, that is the top management commitment. So here the things come how you will provide a safe environment. How you say my workplace is safe for the people to perform the activity. So there you do workplace inspections. There you do auditing, or there you do equipment inspection. You will conduct training programs. You do workplace environmental monitoring. You do workplace monitoring in like in the sense air sampling. You do analysis of your drinking water, borewell water, etc., etc. So all the things will come together to satisfy the providing of safe and healthy workplace. Okay. Then we'll follow all the standards and codes, and also we'll do the sorry. One second. Something is wrong. And also we do education and training and supervision. We'll follow the permit system, etc. Then there are a few main safety measures with respect to construction sector. And it's compulsory use of safety helmets, then use of safety belts for working at height greater than 1.5 meters, sorry 1.8 meters basically. Then provision of canvas around the scaffoldings, which is nothing but providing safety nets around the scaffolding. to avoid fall of materials. Okay. Then good and tidy housekeeping. So we have to follow the housekeeping techniques so that whatever the debris which will generate, it can be immediately removed. Then we have seen what are the various hazards associated with. There are fall of persons. People will fall from different heights, and also same floor or negative heights. In the sense, people may fall into the pits, and some are tanks or vessels or etc. Then fire hazard due to welding, cutting, and smoking. Electrocution, so electric shock burns, and also damaged cables. No earthing, no ELCVs. Then material handling, no training on excessive weightlifting, improper or failure of lifting tackles or slings. I say lifting tackles, the use of the failure of the lifting uh, machines as well as tackles also. When we say machines, we'll say the hydra or cranes or EOT cranes, etc. When we say tackles, which we apply on the weights, either chain slings, wire rope slings, web slings, endless slings, D-shackles, eye bolts, etc. Then transport accidents, so untrained drivers or not obeying traffic rules, etc., are the some of the hazards. Then we have seen the site layout, planning and layout. So I think till here we covered, right? If I'm not wrong, anybody can confirm, please. Srinivas, you are there in the last class, right? Not exactly remember till which slide we covered. Are we covered here or anyhow? Yeah. When it says site planning and layout, so basically it talks about in the construction activity the scope of site selection is less thought, not zero. The mines are at the fixed places and cannot be shifted. The builders or organized generally purchase the site where the land is available at low prices, and also where the construction workers, contractors, and workers have to work on it. So basically, it is giving enough ideas how the construction activities will function. Okay. So basically, what will happen when you see any contractor or any builder, they will try to find a land which is at a cheaper cost. Then the contractors try to build, or the builders is to build the, also the workers has to come and work at the specific locations which is finalized by the contractor. Okay. Then in a fixed factory premises, the construction is to be carried out in a limited spaces. Even in the manufacturing facilities also, sometimes we do construction, depends on the expansion or any damaged building or any renovation. There also we do construction of this building or expansion, but it will have a limited space. In a dense population, construction of high-rise buildings, multi-stored or building needs working at height, gutters, and also underground piping have fixed tracks available. Underwater work has fixed destinations, and also long pipelines are passed through the shortest possible distances for economic reasons. So wherever you do a multi-store building or constructions, there you have to take the height work permits. Definitely, yes. Whenever people uh, work in height 1.8 meters and above, definitely we have to follow the height work permit process. And also sometimes we do the underwater works, especially for this pipelines, the gas pipelines or electrical pipelines or any other oil pipelines for the transportation of this kind of minerals. To avoid the long distances, we use the shortest distances. Okay. The underwater work has fixed destinations and also the long pipelines have passed through this for the economic reason. Therefore, it is a limited scope of site selection. The planning and layout becomes most essential on the available sites. So when we do a site planning, it basically talks about the movement of the people as well as the movement of the vehicle, how it will happens, the vehicle as well as the people movement. Okay. First plan for the whole and also then for the details. So basically, first we'll plan for the whole building. So when you say building, if we take 3, 4, uh, floors, or if we take a 10th floor or 15 floors or 20 floors, first we'll plan for the whole. In the sense, you will have a planning to build, for example, 15 floors. Then you will plan for the detail. So you have a plan for total 15 floors. Then you have a plan for detailed floor in the sense for the excavation. Then you will have basements. Then you have ground floor, first floor, second floor, like that. Detail plan site layout. Then plot layout and also equipment layout for the requirements. Then also when you say plot layout, a specific plot. So if I talk about a specific plot for utility building for the 15 floors, where it has to come, for utility area, DZ set area, or else for the till the completion of construction, where you can go into set up the temporary site office or welfare facilities, contractor or lunch area or first aid center, where and all you are going to keep. Then plot layout and equipment layout. So if at all we need an equipment, definitely yes. For the completion of all the activities, definitely we need an equipment. So where you are going to have all those equipments in place, where we are going to plan those equipments. Okay. That is sorry, equipments as per the requirement. Then alternate layout should be prepared for selecting the best one. So you'll have multiple plans and also the vehicle movement as well. Wherever you are going to plan the vehicle movement as well as the people movement, then you will have a multiple plans. Then based on the alternative plans, you will choose the one plan. As we seen in the IS 101, we have seen a planning. So planning is basically, it is a basic activity for
Sir,
any
sir,
process.
Navneet here.
Yes, Navneet.
Sir, can you recap, sir? Sorry for the late join.
Can I take in the second half the recap, if you don't mind?
Okay, sir. Okay, okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, thanks. Then, as we seen in IS 101 paper, so planning is a basic activity where it decides how the organization works. So, based on the organization decisions, based on the goal of the organization, will create the plans. According to the plan, we will execute the or procure the processes or materials or activities or machineries, and according to the plan, we will execute the activities. Then process flow diagram and stages and also sequence of work should be decided. Then once you have planned to decide a 15 floor building, then you will decide so the sequence of work. So where to start? So where to start? Basic construction activity. It starts with a cleaning of the ground or site area. Then we do an excavation. Then you do the plinths and footings. Then you raise the columns. Then you will do a slab work. Then based on that, you will progress on a floor by a floor. Okay. Then each work should be subdivided into the steps, accounting for safety precautions and responsibilities, the facilities for water, firefighting, first aid, tools and also equipment, availability, uh, roads, vehicle movement, parking, smoking booths, stationary sanitary blocks, creche, canteen, control room, safe entry, exit and escape routes, etc. So we have list of sequence of activities. Then those activities are subdivided into smaller steps. So how we do JSA, job safety analysis. Okay. Same way, we divide the steps, the major activity into sub activities, and also each work should be then for the safety precautions and responsibilities. When you say division of the activities, there we can able to identify the what are the potential hazards in the each activity. Then we can able to take the control measures. Okay. Fine. Then the facilities for the water. So where you are going to store the water. So when I say 15 floor building, definitely you need a curing process. Then firefighting, if at all needed. So in the during the construction, we definitely have separate firefighting water. So we'll have a major storage from there itself we used to consume. Then first aid facilities. So where you are going to set up your first aid room. Then tools and equipment availability, what kind of tools which are required for the execution of activities, then roads, then vehicle movement, so how the vehicle should enter and how the vehicles can exit, then parking for all these construction vehicles, they can't park wherever they like, so you should have a dedicated parking lot. Then smoking booths. So this especially in industries we could see in the construction, as we know, wherever they just go away and they used to smoke. But it is always good to have smoking booths. We could see in the major construction projects. You could see these smoking booths as well to avoid any fire hazard. Then sanitary blocks, nothing but the urinals. Then creche facilities. If the people, the organization recruits more than 30 women employees and above, they should have creche facility, canteens, so where they can have their lunch, then control room, so in case of any emergency to whom we can able to contact, then safe entry and exit escape routes in the site, how they can escape in case of any emergency, as well as to reach the workplaces, so how they can reach the work area. Okay. And they should be properly planned. Based on the topography, the geology and weather environment, separation distances, service corridors, overhead work, pipe or bridges, tanks or slabs, excuse me, something is wrong, etc. Segregation, etc. should be considered. A special precaution should be encountered for the working at heights or depths based on the topography, in the sense the level of the ground. So if you see the project, it is not uh, see that all the levels of the ground are not same, even the weather conditions, the environment while you are executing that activity will not be the same. So accordingly, we have to take the special precautions to avoid the accidents. Then planning, layout and designing of steel structures, tall towers and metal tanks, vessels, reactors, utilities, piping, etc. need in a HAZOP, and also hazard identification, risk and reliability assessments, strength stability criteria, inventory reduction, process safety, fail-safe design, emergency shutdown procedures, and emergency planning. So if you talk about this specific paragraph, it is mostly focusing on industries. When you talk about HAZOP, as we seen in IS 107, basically it focuses on to identify the process deviations. What kind of deviations can lead to accidents? So basically, we do this study for identification of the intended deviations from the design. So I have a specific design in my mind, so how my process should work. Then there might be a chance of deviating my design intent. It is not working on my expectations. So there we use this hazard hazard operability study. There we use 7 guide words. Based on the guide words, we take the process flowchart. Then each piping and equipment we do on step-by-step process. Okay. Then hazard identification and risk assessments. So these are the basic things where we can do in any industry. Then appointment of safety and health personnel, trained supervisors, and requirement of adequate first aid and firefighting facilities. Personal protective equipment should be considered at stage of planning and also budgeting for safety at work. So this is also very important. So allocation of safety personnel and also the supervisors and adequate first aid and firefighting facilities. And if you see in some of the construction equipments or the projects, even you won't see the first aid, firefighting extinguisher itself. They feel it is not a requirement. Nothing. They will feel that okay, nothing is going to happen. Okay. So, but there might be a chance because in the construction site where basically will not have proper waste management facilities until unless the organization is well established processes in place. So it is always preferred to have fire extinguishers in place in case of any fire accident happens. We can able to effectively control. Okay. Then safe access for all the safety of the workplaces and avoiding risk of injury to the workers. A safe means of access to and egress from all the workplaces should be provided and maintained and indicated where it is necessary. So when I say access, reaching of the workplace, and egress for the all the workplaces should be provided, maintained, indicated where necessary. When I say maintained, indicated, for example, if you are entering into an excavation area, there you have provided a ramp, so it has to be directed. So here you have an access to enter into the excavated pit and how they can come out. Okay. Then indication. So direction marks how you will reach the excavated areas. Then sometimes we may require the lights as well. If it is in a major activity, there you have to have the indicators which can able to direct the people. Okay. Then Section 32 of the Factories Act requires all the floors, steps, stairs, and passages, gangways shall be sound construction, properly maintained, and shall be kept free from obstructions and substances likely to cause persons to slip, and where it is necessary to ensure safety, steps, stairs, and passages, and also gangways shall be provided with a sustainable or substantial handrails. So as we see here, we have to provide all the floors, steps, stairs, and gangways shall be of sound construction. In the sense, whatever the floors or temporary working platforms or the passages shall be having good working condition and also maintained properly, and shall be kept free from obstructions and substances likely to cause persons to slip, and where it is necessary to ensure safety and steps and stairs, passages and gangways with handrails. Then safe means of access required at all the working place to prevent fall, fencing or other devices are required. So especially when you talk about fencing, you should have for the where you provided for the ramps. Okay. Then, as we see, work permit. So it is an utmost or the basic requirement of safety in the construction sites. So the work permit plays a crucial role, because so based on the type of project and also size of the project, the people will be accommodated. Maybe in the construction site there may be a people of working 10 people, or sometimes in a construction site where 1,000 people will be working. So with the permit, we can able to understand where and all the activities are happening, and also what are the critical activities. So for example, working at height, then welding activities, which is nothing but hard work activities, or any the lifting activities where it is needed. So those things we can able to focus more, because some of other small housekeeping activities or shifting of metal will happen. So with the work permit, we can able to identify the critical activities, so that we can able to focus more to avoid the accidents. So the basic funda will be, whenever you are writing a permit, it will enables us to identify the all the potential hazards in the activities which we are performing, and also what are the safety precautions to be taken to avoid the accidents against the identified potential hazards. That's where we do JSA, job safety analysis, predefined job safety analysis, and also we also conduct the toolbox talks with the people we are going to take up the activities. Okay.